There is a steep bank we have all looked at for the past 2 years, but no one has been game to tackle it, until today. Scotty has just had our new prosthetic gonads surgically inserted and is ready to try it on his brand new 200EXC. He has a few practice runs to get used to the steepness.
Oh, it's definitely steep. You're just experimenting, aren't you? Yeah.
Not quite enough drive and momentum to make it. More power this time, but still not quite enough.
Mate, you were so close to getting that. Wow. You got it? I'll make sure she doesn't roll back.
The camera doesn't show just how intimidating this face is. For 2 years I've looked at this and thought, no bloody way, I'm not ready yet.
I don't know if I'd be game to do that on the 480. A tree will hold you, Scott.
Wow, well done, mate. The trick with a steep face like this is to deliberately hit it hard and compress the front suspension. You can see how this also compresses the rear suspension. The advantage of this is when the rear suspension springs back, it will drive the bike up the steep face, especially if you keep the power on. But not too much, or you will flip the bike. Of course, the big problem is we really need to get Birchie or a top rider to explain all the details of this. But until then, we will use the trial and error approach and keep you informed on our criminal lack of progress. Another interesting thing is tackling deep ruts where the foot pegs dig in. I have been starting to wheelie the bike through these deep ruts. Is this the right thing to do? I don't know, but it seems to work, and when we can get some more advanced coaching, I'll confirm whether this is good information or not. Quite a few guys have asked recently my thoughts on the 2017 KTM and Husqvarna two-strokes. I did get a ride on a new Husky 300 in Canada, and I must say I was impressed. While I did like my old KTM 250EXC in many ways, I had constant problems with the terribly designed starter motor. After taking it apart for the 10th time in 6 months, I finally fixed it but decided to make the move to beta. Well, they have finally decided to put a proper starter motor in the Katos and Huskies, but they have gone much further. The things I particularly liked, while the air forks on the TX300 worked brilliantly, only time will tell if they are reliable, and they are brought in for the TE300 and 300EXC. That low-slung exhaust has finally been raised out of the way like other European two-strokes. The 6th gear on my old 250EXC was barely different to 5th, but it feels as though a wider ratio was introduced at some point in recent years. The new engine is brilliant and just as smooth and linear as the betas, and they are even lighter now, around the same weight as a beta cross trainer. Would all of this make me swing over to a KTM or Husky? Well, it would be very tempting. To date, my dodgy Gumby opinion has been that KTM and Husqvarna probably have the edge for the aggressive or very talented rider, while the very user-friendly nature of the betas probably suits the everyday rider a bit better. But my first impressions on riding this new Husky suggest that the reworked design, lighter weight and new engine mean it could be at least the equal of Beta for the everyday Gumby rider now. Potential drawbacks? The price. In Australia, the Huskies are almost $3,000 more than the Betas. And as with any major overhaul of a model, we can't be sure what issues might arise with these new ones, such as the recent recall on the Brembo brakes issue for the 2017 Husky and Katos. Anyway, as I've said before, we are spoilt for choice nowadays, and most of us will never test any of these bikes to their limits. But I'm certainly glad to see KTM and Husqvarna address the issues of their old design and come out with this very impressive new range of models. Just to finish off, I highly recommend watching Tony Bow if you want to feel really bad about your riding skills, get all depressed, and sell your bike. We need to stop this guy posting videos, whatever it takes.